Alright, so boom. This story time is going to be about why I got fired from my last 2 jobs, right? So this was back when I was living in Brooklyn. It was like a month before senior year started, and the whole summer I was looking for a job, right? Because I knew senior year was about to be expensive. Senior year cost like 2K, like minimum of how much senior year cost was 2K, because prom alone was like 1600. So I was looking for jobs every day. Like literally I was walking down Flatbush Avenue like every day asking for jobs. I was going into every freaking store on Flatbush Avenue asking for jobs. And one day I went into this beauty supply store and I asked, like, are y'all hiring? She was nice. She was like, send your resume to this email. So I'm like, alright, boom. So I went home that day after my long search for jobs and I sent my resume to the email, and then I got a call back. They told me to come for an interview, and I was like, say that. So I went in for the interview. The interview went good. They was like, what can you offer? I was like, I know everything about makeup. Let me like put me in makeup department, because it was a big, like, it wasn't a regular beauty supply store. It was a big beauty supply store. So I got the job. I started, you know, they trained me, all of that stuff. The job was going great. Like, it was the best job I literally ever had, like, for real. But everybody loved me because I have like this, like, I'm friends with you already personality. Like, I will talk to anybody, like, for real. I will talk to anybody about anything. So I started the job like end of July, so it was like September. So one of my friends needed a job because it's senior year. Everybody needs a job. This shit about to be expensive. So I'm like, let me put you onto my job. Let me see if they hiring. I told her to send her resume to the email just like I did. So I put my friend onto the job, right? They hire her and they fire me. Okay, so let me tell you how they fired me. Because they sent the schedule. They sent it to her and my name wasn't on it. So we're like, what's going on? Like, why is my name not on the schedule? So she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna quit, blah blah blah. They're like firing you, and they took me. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, they didn't fire me. Maybe it was a mistake. So Saturday, my name wasn't on the schedule, and Sunday they still didn't send it to me, right? So Monday we go to school, and after school, she goes to work because her name was on the schedule. So I go with her. And I'm like, what's going on? Am I working today? Am I not working? Like, my name was on the schedule. I don't know. It was like manager, and somebody else, right? The manager is never there. But the like second manager-ish, she wasn't there either. So the other one, I hated her so much. She was so loud and crazy. And her makeup was always so bad. Oh my god. So I really didn't like her. And she's like, come to the back with me. You know what that means? When somebody tell you come to the back, it's never something good. So I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? So I'm like shook, right? She said something like, we're gonna have to let you go or something. And I'm like, what's going on and why? And they tell me, because I'm not energetic with the customers. That is such a lie, because if you know me, you know I'm always talking. I always have something to say. It's not that. That's a lie. You're lying. That's not true. So I'm like, alright, whatever. So that was Monday. I come back on like Wednesday or Thursday to get my paycheck. So when I come to get my paycheck, the manager was there, right? So she's like, I'm sorry, it wasn't my decision. It was the top manager. So I'm like, it's okay, you know, because she was nice. Like, she really liked me. If it wasn't her decision, it really wasn't. So I'm like, okay. Bro, I was so sad that day. I lived like 20 minutes walking distance from that job, right? I walked that 20 minutes and it took me like 30 minutes because I was just so sad. I was walking slow, listening to music. I was just so sad because they really fired me. Like, I had never been fired before, you know? So fast forward to this summer that just passed. This job this summer was at a nursing home. So I had this job at the nursing home. I was a clerk, which means like I file papers, stuff like that, answer the phone. I really liked it because I like old people. So yeah, the job was good. I was doing everything good. Let me tell you. So the manager, right? She has this friend. She has this friend, which is an older lady. She's probably like in her 50s. And you know, like, no shade, but old people, they really can't use technology like that, right? So like the computer stuff, she couldn't really do it. So me being new, I had to show her. Like she was there like for like 3 months and she still didn't get it. Like I was doing stuff that she couldn't do and she was there for 3 months and I could do it. So I really felt like that wasn't fair. And people were like, the nurses were complaining about her. That's needed to be done and she can't do it, like hire somebody else. But my boss wasn't firing her, right? But let me tell you why she fired me, okay? That job was 2 hours from me. I had to take 2 buses and a train to get there. I'm working an 8-hour day. I'm traveling 2 hours back and forth, so that's 4 hours. So 12 hours a day, I'm out my house to only work 8 hours. That's a drag, right? But I was still doing it. I wasn't complaining. That's just the way life goes, right? But I liked the job, but I didn't care if they fired me or not, but I did. You know what I mean? I started working there like end of July, and towards like end of August is when I was gonna start college. So I told my boss from the beginning that like I won't be able to work as much. Yeah, I took like one day off to do something the week before, and then I took a sick day again in the beginning of the next week. Are you following? I hope you are. So I had basically took 2 days off, but I did tell her at some point before I did. So at the end of that week, she comes to me. She's like, you can't be taking all these days off, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, I understand, but I can't come on Monday because I had to take care of stuff for school, you know. It was really right there, like, she blew her shit. She's like, you can't, you gotta choose, Ariel. It's either you're gonna come or you gotta go. You're gonna come or you gotta go. Are you really trying to make me choose between this job and going to college? There's some stuff that's really a priority. Like, this job is just a job. I have to go to college. You have to choose. You have to choose. You have to choose. I'm like, all right, so I'm choosing school. Obviously, like, you're not dumb. Like, this job is paying me $13 an hour, and you're telling me I gotta choose between school and this job? Where they do that at, bro? I don't know. She's like, all right, I'll tell you what we're doing at the end of the day. I'm like, all right, bro. It is what it is. So yeah, that happened. And at the end of the day, she's like, you finish next week and then that's your last week. I'm like, okay. I understood that. Like, they needed people to work more days and I couldn't do that because I was going to school. So my last week, I'm just like, I'm chilling. So I'm doing my work or whatever. And then, bro, I kid you not, like Wednesday. And I would have 2 more days left, right? On Wednesday, bro, I closed my eyes for less than a minute. Like, I'm like this. And then I woke up. Bro, dead ass. So, it was at the nursing station, right? The nurse there. Your mans don't be a mans, bro. Dead ass. The nurse there was the nurse in charge, right? Obviously. So she's like mad nice, but that's what I thought. She's not really nice, cause she snitched on me, bro. She snitched on me because I dozed off for less than 1 minute. I was so hurt because you know how I know? Because my boss is in the basement. It's no way she's gonna know unless somebody tells her. When I work on 3 floors. I would do 2, 3, and 4, right? When I dozed off, I was on the 3rd floor. Since I'm doing 2, 3, and 4, I like, you know, every hour you go on a different floor. So I went to the 2nd floor, and I guess like they were calling for me, like my boss was calling for me on the 3rd floor, and the nurse told her, the nurse on the third floor where I dozed off told her that I was dozing off or sleeping, right? So like after I was done on the second floor, I didn't go back to the third floor. It was time for my break. On my break, I'd be sleeping because I'm tired from a 2-hour commute, obviously, right? I wake up at 5, leave my house at 6, and get to work at 8. So it's not my fault if I doze off for 1 second. I hate people at the job like that. I hate working. Like, they have no understanding for you and that you're a human being. Okay? So, and my lunch is like 1 hour, right? I wake up and my coworker, Charlie, he's like, oh, I forgot to mention, my boss wasn't there again, right? So it was the boss under her. So it was the assistant boss, you could say. So I wake up and Charlie's like, Jennifer, let's call her Jennifer. Jennifer needs to talk to you. So I'm like, all right. So I go down to the basement, and when I'm going down, the elevator stops at like the second floor, and then I'm like, oh, I was coming to talk to you. And she's like, oh, okay, so let's go down to the basement. We go down to the basement. I'm like, what's going on? What do you need to talk to me about? And she's like, somebody complained about you and said you were sleeping. I understand. I know you're really tired. And I know you travel here every day to work here, and I understand. But I called the boss. She called the boss. And then she's like, I called. Let's call her Pamela. I called Pamela, and she said we should just let you go. And I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm dead ass. Like, I have 2 days left. And she's like, yeah, I understand you have 2 days left, but she said we should just let you go today. It's fine. You know, you should focus on school, travel. I'm like, alright, you don't need to be giving me life advice right now. I'm like, alright, so should I leave now or like, so back to me, right? So I'm like, so leave when, like at the end of the day, or like, it's like, you should leave now. So it was like 12 and I leave at 4, right? So she's like, I think you should leave now. And I'm like, alright, bro, I'm dead ass tired anyways. So she's like, I'll wait for you on the first floor to punch out. It's protocol. Protocol. You need to watch me clock out because what? What am I gonna do? Hide and wait until 4 to clock out to get my extra 13 times 4, my like $50 extra on my paycheck? Is that what you think I'm gonna do? So you need to watch me clock out. That part is what got me tight, like, because I had friends, right? There's old people like that I became friends with, like I grew close to them, and I didn't even get to say bye, bro. I didn't even get to say bye to them. They probably thought I just left. They probably thought I just left them and didn't even say bye to them. I got my stuff from the 3rd floor. The snitch ass nurse wasn't there, so I didn't get to look her in her face and said, you did ass snitched. You took 2 days off my paycheck. I see your mans don't really be your mans. So I got my stuff. I went down. I clocked out. And then I went to the bathroom. I took a snap. I said that ass just fired me. And I left. And I went home. And that's the story of how I got fired 2 times in a 1-year period. And can we mention that both times it really wasn't my fault? The first time it was probably age discrimination because they fired my friend 1 month after they hired her. Like, it was probably some fraud or something because she said something about that. And then the second one, it was probably racism because the other white lady that had been making mad mistakes is still working there. And nobody likes her and everybody liked me, so I don't understand. But it is what it is. When I get rich, I'm gonna buy that beauty supply brand and I'm gonna buy that nursing home and I'm gonna fire everybody from there.